This is my review for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. This is a spoiler-free review, but I must warn you, this is more of a rant than a review, because the movie sucks. You have been warned. Damn. In all honesty, this movie is a mess and I have no idea where to begin. First off, there is a fine line between being a fan and being a fanboy. Batman is one of my favorite comic book heroes, and unlike most Batman fans, I have actually read all the major Batman story arcs, as well as a good share of Superman stories. It isn't a secret that I wasn't happy about this movie being made. I posted something on Facebook about a year ago about how I wasn't going to spend a penny on this movie because I was not happy with Zack Snyder directing. And for the record, I did not spend a penny on this film because I saw it during a pre-screening event. But I did, however, have to waste a total of 5 hours waiting in line and watching this abomination. All that time, down the drain for a movie that isn't even worth renting. I digress. My expectations for this film were as low as possible, but I also wanted to be wrong about it. I wanted this movie to be good, but it wasn't. I'm sorry. I am a Batman fan and not a fanboy. I am not going to cherry pick the good things and ignore all of the bad elements just to force myself into liking a movie. I will tell you that I love Batman Begins, Batman the Dark Knight, but hated Man of Steel and The Dark Knight Rises. Anyway, onto the review. Batman v Superman is a lot like an exaggerated Man of Steel, which means that it takes all the things I didn't like about Man of Steel and makes them even worse. It is like Zack Snyder didn't learn his lesson from Man of Steel. Batman v Superman is very palaverous and boring when you're not watching action, or the main characters interact with each other. It is dark, in both story and literally film color palette. People bitched about the dark and grainy filters in Man of Steel. Why would Snyder pull the same shit here? Next, the film has a lot of unnecessary moving parts. It was like someone threw in a bunch of random chunks of whatever into the movie. Basically, the movie is bloated because it has to introduce Batman. Talk about what happened in Metropolis at the end of Man of Steel. Introduce Lex Luthor, Doomsday, Wonder Woman, a bunch of other people I cannot tell you about because this is a spoiler-free review. You see what I'm getting at? The movie does a lot of world building at the cost of making a watchable movie. It isn't really a big secret that Warner Brothers and DC is trying to rush out a whole cinematic universe, in hopes of being as successful as Marvel's mega cash cow series of films. And that is the problem with this movie. It is rushed, bloated and choppy. It basically gives us an introduction to the Justice League while spending a lot of time setting up the Batman universe to the point of showing us the freaking Batman origin story all over again. How many times do I need to watch Batman's origin? Why didn't they just save it for a solo Batman film? I'll tell you why. Because Zack Snyder shouldn't be allowed behind the camera. Zack Snyder is an overrated special effects producer who should have never been promoted to director-level status. His slow-mo bullshit got old with Watchmen, and was annoying in Man of Steel, but now it is just rage-inducing. It is like he likes to slow shit down, or speed it up. Why can't he just stop playing around with the fucking speed button? Anyway, the film is dark, both literally and figuratively. I'm not sure why Zack Snyder loves to use a darker filter when he is editing his films, but it makes the movie feel dull, which isn't a good thing. This movie isn't all bad, but it isn't all good. But the bad things outweigh the good things and the mistakes are noticeable. The good news is that I was wrong about Ben Affleck. He makes a great Batman and Bruce Wayne. I have a newfound respect for Ben Affleck and I want to see him in a solo Batman movie. Jesse Eisenberg does an okay job, but I can see why hardcore Superman fans would be upset with his version of Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is entertaining to a point. I felt that if I had to watch him for 5 more minutes, he would start annoying me. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman is overrated. She isn't in the movie long enough to really justify me even talking about her. They're basically still hiding her, because she can't act. I'm sorry, but I'm just being real. Henry Cavill does a fine job, and this time we get to see more of him as Clark Kent. The action in this movie is both good and bad. The actual fight between Batman and Superman is good, however shorter than I would have liked. Why would they call the movie Batman v Superman when they fight for about 4 or 5 minutes? Anyway, the fight between what I'm going to call Justice League 1.0 and Doomsday is embarrassing. The CGI is awful and they literally try to hide it was dust and dark lighting, and a bunch of other bullshit. But Doomsday looks like dog crap. What a waste. What a freaking waste. They shoehorned in like 20 different plots from various iconic comics just to give us an underwhelming movie that, I fear, will hurt comic book movies in general. I wish they released Suicide Squad first because I'm worried this movie will hurt Suicide Squad's numbers. I honestly do not even feel like watching Suicide Squad after seeing Batman v Superman. As a DC fan, I am genuinely worried. Do yourself a favor and just rent Batman v Superman. How can they spend so much money making this and not even give us good CGI? I cannot even recommend this for the action. The Batman-Superman fight was okay but short as hell, and the reason they fight and resolution will piss you off. This movie has a ton of Easter eggs, but what the hell? Please, stop, just stop with all the Easter eggs and give me a watchable movie. Yes, I see that funking Easter egg and I get that stupid reference because I read the comic, but damn. Remember that you are making a movie for general moviegoers, and not for a bunch of comic book fanboys on a stupid little Easter egg hunt. I don't know. I'm going to stop. Now I'm just ranting, but honestly, I'm afraid. This movie has the potential to hurt all of the upcoming superhero films. Christopher Nolan and Joss Whedon worked so hard to make superhero movies respectable. And now, Zack Snyder pulls this shit and jeopardizes everything. This movie is disrespectful to the characters of Batman and Superman, but I'm ignoring all that. I'm just reviewing this piece of shit of a film for whether it is entertaining or not, and it is damn. I'm going to stop now. Fucking Zack Snyder. Anyway, thank you for watching this review. Remember to thumbs down the video and unsubscribe below, because we here at 189 Media just don't give a shit.